Well, hello there, ladies. And Jen, some Tammy Sapnewski, your crypto queen. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. Tonight, another live stream with a charity NFT. We have on tonight Dominic from Dazed Dogs NFT. Dominic, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, what a pleasure. And I purchased one of your NFTs. One of my cats, Toby, came out absolutely beautiful. And I believe your wife does the artwork, correct?
She does.
Awesome. And just to let everybody know, this is a charity NFT, and I've not been compensated in any way. There's no NFTs that exchanged hands, no money. All of it's for free because Dominic's doing the right thing and doing all of his money for a charity giveaway. So you're taking care of animals, animals that are in need, animals that have been either left behind or abused in some way. You're there to protect them. Why don't you talk a little bit about your project?
So our project starts off with an NFT. We're actually a little bit bigger than NFT, but sticking to the NFT for now. The basis of our project, we thought of, we're animal lovers. We have a bunch of rescues. We've rescued everything from dogs, cats, chillas, horses, chickens. Used to own a pet shop, and we take a lot of animals through the pet shop and things like that. So we've just always had a love for animals, and we've always known that there was a need. Like when I used to own my pet shop, every month I used to donate food and money and treats and toys to leashes, collars, bowls to non-kill shelters. Different non-kill shelters in our state, and because they needed it, and they did adoption days. We didn't sell puppies or kittens or anything like that, and they would have adoption days at our in return at our place, to help bring awareness. Our whole goal has always been to bring awareness to the animals in need. For a lot of people think animals are disposable items. They're not, family, and and that's not all. Some people just can't do it anymore. And so we understand some of the reasons to go to shelters, and we don't understand some of the reasons that they end up in shelters or homeless on the streets and find their way to a shelter. But these shelters have need of funds to take care of these animals. Some shelters can't keep their doors open. Some shelters can't keep enough animals because they can't afford to, and they have room to, but the funds just don't allow them to be able to provide, food, housing, clinical care, everything that these animals need, coming in, rehabilitation training to get them, ready and prepared to go to their new home. So we just felt there's a major need to support animals. And our cause is a little bit bigger than that. I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit later in the show. But right now, our main focus is 50% of our proceeds at NFTs go to the animal shelter. We are just partnering up, finishing the paperwork with our first big partner in the Humane Society. So how the Humane Society works is there's kind of like a motherboard, but they don't oversee all of them. So they're all different municipalities, and we have to contact each and every one. But first, we have to get the logo, brand, and approval from the big wigs in Maryland, and so they're going to receive 25% of that 50% of donations because they're doing the rescues on a larger scale, and they also need money to um, you know be out there doing the rescues, and they do a lot of training and rehabilitation to get them to the proper shelter that that animal is going to go to be adopted out. So we're trying to spread awareness for the animals, and we're trying to spread awareness for the people, let them know that these animals are there and they need help and they need a forever home. So we're hoping through our platform that we can display those animals that are being adopted out currently onto a bigger platform than their just local website from their local municipality, and we can get them on the blockchain and in front of millions more viewers, and hopefully through our art that somebody will fall in love with one of these animals and decide to take them home.
That's really, really great. That's wonderful. Yeah, I had another token on recently called Meditoken. Same
Mhm.
thing. He's a charity-based token and he gives to people. That's fine. But, I like animals more than I like people. So I'm all for helping out anything that helps animals because I'm a huge animal person. I live in a condo. And at one time in this it's a two-bedroom condo, I had 6 cats in my
Wow.
condo. I was the crazy cat lady, and, 3 of them passed away. But yes, I've been a huge animal lover my whole entire life. My whole family, we really are. My brother, he owns a garage in the town where we live, and he captured probably 30 homeless cats and fixed them and released them. There were some that they were young enough where they weren't feral. They could be adopted out. But
Mhm.
if it wasn't for him, the stray cat population would probably be a few hundred cats at this point. And he still has a few left from the original batch, and he built a shed on his property where the garage is so that they could live in there. He's got a heater in there for the winter. He's always putting food and water out. Like, he spends hundreds of dollars every single month just to take care of the homeless animals in the area. So definitely in the family, it's just we're all huge animal lovers. So I thank you so much. It's so important that people do this work. It really is. It's one thing to do the easy work of stroking a check or dropping off cash. That's the easy work. That's the easy
Yeah.
thing to do. But to
Yes, it is.
actually, be there in the field helping animals. You told a really great story on Ponzi Slayer's channel, which is how I found you, by the way. I saw your AMA with Ponzi Slayer, who's
Yes,
another
he
huge
informed
animal
me.
lover. He's a
Yes,
great
he
guy.
is.
He's actually in the chat right now. Hello, Ponzi Slayer. Thanks for dropping by.
Hello,
Um,
Ponzi.
Yep, he's there. Oh, he did a super chat. Thank you very much, Ponzi. Um, I love the story that you told about how you got your one dog. You were just kind of out on your ATV and you found a dog.
Yep. So I was riding on my ATV in Tennessee. I used to race ATVs and stuff like that. And my wife at the time, I couldn't go because of my business. She was in Delaware. It was Christmas time. She went to see her family. And I was riding my ATV in the woods. And I come across this abandoned shed in the woods. And I noticed that there was no water, no electric. I noticed the dog, there was no water or electric, food rather for the dog. And so I asked them, hey, can I buy this dog? What would it take for me to bring this dog home? Because I saw he was in a pretty bad situation, and I saw that people were trying to do their best they can. So he wasn't abused by any means or anything like that. He just wasn't in the best situation for himself, and I knew those people can use a little help as well. So they said, well, we'd have to have $100 for him, and so I said, fine, done. I pulled $100 out, put him on my ATV, took him home. That was 6 years ago.
That's great. And that's one of the NFTs that you have in your collection.
Yes, that's Mickey. That's one that Ponzi bought, and I got to tell you, he was probably the worst puppy I ever owned.
Really?
But today, he is the most amazing dog you get. I mean, if there's an example of a dog that you would want to own, he's done a complete 180 in his life, and I can completely relate to him. And he's done a complete 180 in life, and he's just like the most perfect dog you can own. I mean, all our dogs are great, and we have a 50-month-old, and they're all great with the baby and stuff like that. But he's just a special dog. He just from where he was to what he is today, he's a special dog. So
Yeah.
Ponzi's lucky to have a picture of him.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very cute. And I understand that your wife is the artist of the NFTs, correct?
She is. She is. So she likes to bring. We look at it at an adoption or acquiring, not just adoption, acquiring any new animal. Animals are very therapeutic to people. You may have lost someone, and you may be elderly, and a lot of people replace a loved one with an animal to have somebody buy them. And but it's a very happy feeling when you get them. So she tries to add a lot of happy watercolors into her art to express the vibrancy, that that colorful mood that you feel, that happiness that you feel when you're bringing home an animal for the first time. And not only that, is when you're bringing them home from a shelter, and that they've had their story a little bit, their backstory, and they've had like a horrible life. You feel so much better that you brought this dog home into a good, loving home that's going to be in a forever home, and that just brings a little bit of extra joy to you. So that's why she uses the colors that she uses.
Yeah, they're really wonderful. She does a great job. And also what's very unique, not only do you have your NFT collection there, but I actually contacted you with a picture of one of my cats that passed away. I sent you the picture and she turned that into an NFT. So it's not just the collection that you have available, you can make them as well.
Yeah, she does custom NFTs, and that leads us into a little bit of what we'll be doing with the NFTs, and a little bit of why the token is coming out. The NFTs, we're going to be taking pictures of animals that are up for adoption right now at the present moment, and we're going to turn them into NFT under description, what shelter that animal is placed in right now will be on there. phone number, everything. A little bio about that animal will be on there. And my wife will, do her artsy thing and color it up and make it, look happy. And we're hoping somebody falls in love with that dog enough to bring it home. But the next step of that is we're going to take that picture of that dog or that cat or whatever's got to be adopted. And we could do this for the customs as well. We're going to be doing 3D animation characters that are going to follow your avatar in the metaverse. So you're going to be able to take your virtually adopted animal into the metaverse to follow your avatar wherever you go.
That's super cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
So
a very cool idea.
what if you've not adopted the dog in real life, but you've just helped it out by purchasing the NFT? Do you still get it to go along with you in the metaverse?
That's what we mean by virtual adoption. So you buy the NFT, and then through our token, you'll have excuse me, through our NFT, you'll have the option to purchase if you're in the metaverse. So not everybody's in the metaverse, of course. So, but you'll have an option to purchase that avatar, to follow your avatar in the metaverse.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about rates a little bit. I think the first NFT that I'd purchased from you, it was not very much. I think it was like $30. So why don't you talk about your price range, also what it would cost someone to get a customized NFT done, and also the way to purchase it on OpenSea. You are using Polygon, so it's a little less expensive than going through the
Yes.
Ethereum chain. So
Yes.
if you wouldn't mind just diving into that a little, in case someone's interested in either purchasing one of your NFTs for that charitable donation or getting a custom NFT done of their pet that's either passed away or alive.
Of course. So yeah, we chose the Polygon network, and you can buy with Wrapped ETH, and I know you can buy with Ethereum as well, but you still have the gas fees. We tried to alleviate, even on our token coming out, we're not going to launch on the ERC20 blockchain because of the gas fees. We feel that's with the way the gas fees are now. Maybe when 2.0 comes out, the gas fees are 95% cheaper. Maybe we could do something then. But the gas fees are very expensive. We feel, that's taken out of your pocket. It's taken out of the pocket of the charity. We're trying to bring as much money into these charities as possible, into the shelters as possible, to help as many animals as possible. So that's why we chose the Polygon network, and that's how you buy in the Polygon network. And I believe there's an option you could pay a card with, and I know you went through that before too. So I'm not sure. I think you did, right? You paid with it.
Yes, my initial one that I purchased, you can purchase with a card, and it's through a payment system called MoonPay. I think it's MoonPay. I've used them in the past, so it was very easy. You just make an account. You don't even really have to make an account with them, but it's just you have to fill out your email, and then they send you something in your email to verify that it's you. This way, no one can virtually take your card. They just want to make sure that it's really you using it. And it was a small fee. It was just a couple of bucks to utilize MoonPay. And then my second one, in fact, I did use Ethereum, and I did it through my MetaMask wallet. So I did it both two ways, and it was easy. It was easy. If you're used to using a wallet, it's easy. If Have you considered possibly doing a tutorial for people that want to purchase it, but maybe they're confused? Because using a wallet, especially if someone's new, it can be very confusing, Dominic. It's
We
very
are.
intimidating, can be
It
very
is.
confusing. So,
It is. No, we're doing that. I just started my YouTube channel. I'm waiting for the 24 hours to expire so I can go live on it, and we're gonna make some videos about that. How to purchase, how to buy. If you need to add the Polygon and your Rapid to your MetaMask wallet, we're gonna give you the information on how to do that. The RPC URL and all that stuff. So whatever chain ID it is, we're gonna give all that information to the people so it can make it easier for them buying and not as impressive as it was for you. And on the floor price, I believe we're at 0.009 ETH on the floor. They start at like $18 to $22 somewhere, and they go up depending on what they are. As far as for the people that want a custom, it depends what they're looking for. So I mean, generally it runs the same price as most of our our NFTs start about $25, can range about $50. Now we do have some NFTs that are a little bit more than that, but for the custom NFTs, we're not trying to make it too expensive, but we're not trying to make it too cheap where, we can, get a good donation. We do a monthly collection. So it'll be stored in a wallet for the month. And then each month we'll, pull the money out to USD, write a check to the organization, and send them the money. So, we want to send a favorable amount to them each month. And that's why we chose to do 50-50. If I could talk about the token for a second, I'll let you know what we're doing with the token as well.
Before you jump into that, I would just like to, oh, my cat jumped down, but Ponzi also gave another super chat to give
Go
treats to
Ponzi.
Libby. Thank you, Ponzi. Libby, Uncle Ponzi bought you some treats, honey. I'd love to hear about your token. Take it away.
So on the token, it's a charity token, so it'll have pretty much the same function, except that won't go to the um, smaller shelters per se. We're finding another way to do that, through the main shelter. But and that's what the NFTs are for. And on the royalties, they get another 50% of the back in the royalties. So if you were to sell that NFT, they'd get another 50% of that. So they're always going to have an adoption. So they're always going to have that income from the NFTs. On the token, we want to support some of the more major foundations doing the larger scale, rescues and stuff like that. Wildlife, animal sanctuaries. We're going to do zoos. So there's a broad spectrum. We're looking to put money into the training and rehabilitation of therapy dogs, service dogs. Coupled with the therapy dogs, we want to do, some donations to mental health because mental health and animals have, such a tie to them. So we're trying to do some research, fund to some research, not actually do the research, sorry, but fund research for mental health, illnesses related to, how animals and people, share that bond and what it does to, our happiness and our health in a nutshell. So there's going to be a donation percentage that's going to be donated. We're in the process of doing the contract and doing the tokenomics right now. We're thinking somewhere, we don't want anything over a 10% tax. We're not trying to be meme coinish. We don't have a lot of zeros. We have a billion supply of our tokens. So we're trying to work the tokenomics out where we don't want to be over a 10% tax because we don't want to have a bad score, of course. So I think we're going to do like 2% to 3% to the donations. We're going to have like a 3 to 4% marketing wallet. That marketing wallet isn't going to be just for it. And this type of token takes a lot of marketing because we have to get it out to a lot of people. So that's the reason for the wallet. But we're also going to use that wallet to help fund some more donations for, like I said, wildlife sanctuaries, helping out, adopting tigers and lions and, everything we could do to, get money to all the animals because it's bigger than the animals that are in the shelters, right? That's just the start of the cause. The animal crisis is so huge on so many levels between big game hunting for nothing. They're not using any part of the animal or poaching for ivory. And, there's a lot of people involved in this that, we want to be able to create jobs and, we want to be able to in time, not right away, but, purchase sanctuary land that we can bring in animals to, that we can hire in third world countries, people to create jobs in those places. So we're not just animal derived. We are people derived too, because, the connection that people and animals share, we're trying to really focus on and really fund that, I lost a word for it, but just fund that, the project of what everybody does to help out in the animal world to be there to, provide for these animals, clinical care and stuff like that.
So you're really looking to do a whole global initiative. This is where
We
you're
are.
starting out, but you're wanting to help as many animals and people as you possibly can. I think that's awesome. So
Thank
that
you.
token, inevitably, when you're going to launch it, is that going to be the root token for future NFTs?
It will. So we're also going to have, going back to the custom NFTs, there's going to be a point where, we're going to start making those NFTs. And there's going to be a mint place, a mint platform for that you can go use our token. And if you use our token, you're going to get a discount, of course. But there's going to be a place where you use our token and to mint the NFTs. As far as the Metaverse, we're not exactly sure. And that's in Q4. So we're not exactly sure how we're going to do the Metaverse yet. We know how we're going to put the animals into it. But we don't know if we're going to just put a store like a minting 3D minting store in the metaverses, and you just pay, you mint your, cross bridge it, you mint your animal, and then it follows you, or we're going to just partner up with the different metaverses. So we don't know which way we're going on that yet, but we do know that we're going to be able to put your animal, custom or the virtually adopted animal that you virtually adopted. We're going to be able to place them in the metaverse to mirror your avatar. We just don't know which style we're going to go as far as putting them there right now.
You know, it's a cool idea. Metaverse dog park. So people bring
Yep,
their virtual animals to the dog park and you can meet other people with their virtual animals and
I'm
throw
trying to
balls
save.
and they'll chase them. And how cool would that be?
I'm trying to save some secrets.
Okay. Okay. Well, that just popped into my head. So if that's what you got
It
brewing,
is.
that sounds
That's
awesome
part of
and
the reason.
amazing.
That's part of the reason why we're looking at buying land in the metaverse, and going that way, so we can build things of that nature, having dogs on treadmills and stuff like that. So um, that's some of the reason why we're thinking about buying land and having the mint stores inside the metaverse instead of offering the metaverse to come on with us, because then we don't get that land. We still have to buy it and do that. So we don't know, which way we're going, but those are all the things that we're headed for. And there's going to be more than just a dog park. We have some great
Oh, but
ideas
it'd be
on top of
endless.
that.
Dog
Oh yeah,
leashes, collars,
yes.
the little outfits for the dogs, cats, and endless
I'm glad you
toys,
mentioned. I'm glad you
endless.
mentioned the collars and stuff like that. That brings me to another point that I forgot to say, and I apologize for that. Part of these dog adoptions for the shelters, one of the things that we'd like to provide as well, through the token for these shelters, because we understand that the bigger suppliers are going to be getting the donations off of the token. From token, out of our own pockets, we want to be able to give, number one, our t-shirt. We are going to have merchandise sales as well, but we want to give a free basic t-shirt with our logo and our partner's logo on there. We want to be able to give 2 bowls, a collar, a leash, and a free bag of food, so that the people that are adopting, they have a complete setup for what they need, because they're spending money on adoption and things like that. And for some people, that's all they have, and it's hard for them to go out and buy the other necessities that they need. So we want to provide that first initial round of necessities for them as well.
That's amazing. That's a really good idea. So you've got some pretty big plans coming in the future, and when you're thinking of the metaverse, like the possibilities there are completely endless, completely
It's
endless.
ridiculous.
And of course, you could also do like everyone's going to do a play to earn game. So probably something you could do at a play to earn game too, because who doesn't like to be playing with dogs or different animals? And
You're
but I
killing me,
appreciate games
Smalls.
that are yeah, I appreciate
we
games
we
that are
have
very simple.
we have we're in the talks, and we don't want to go too much at one time, but we are in the talks of not a play to earn game, but a play to donate game. So you wouldn't earn anything on this game, you would earn donations that would go to the shelters. So it wouldn't be a play to earn. We want to kind of change that aspect and play to donate. Another thing that we hope that catches on is, like, when you donate money, you just donate the money. You can write it off of your taxes as a charity cause, whatever, but that money's gone and spent. There's no reward on that money besides the reward that you have inside yourself, which is a huge reward. Don't get me wrong, but there's no monetary reward when you donate. You donate out of your heart, and you get a lot of joy for doing that. We want to give the people a chance, like Meditoken and stuff, to be able to donate, but still have an investment in that donation, and to be able to get some money returned to you for doing such a nice and good gesture. So that's what we're hoping with the token, and how to catch on. And with our plans, we have a great roadmap and we have a lot of plans, but it's baby steps. We're not rushing anything. We're not trying to take anything too fast. Everything will come in its due time. We want to perfect everything that we're doing before we put it out. But we have to crawl before we walk. So where we're starting right now is on the small scale, the NFTs, while we're developing the token. The NFTs, we just want to get them out. And I like to tell people, if you can't afford the floor price, do not worry about that. Hit me an offer. It's not about the money. It's about what you can afford to donate. And that's what we care about. So we will accept the offer, as long as it's over 10 cents, of course. If the NFT is $23, don't ask
Don't
for 1 cent
lowball.
or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't flip
Something
a buck. We need
be reasonable. Listen, if
yeah,
someone can
your wife
afford
is
five
putting a
bucks,
lot of work into it, right? It's not an
she
easy
is.
thing to make. I mean, be respectful of the artist's time, please. So that would be
But
great.
my wife would rather you, honestly, don't think about her time. Just think about putting in whatever you can afford to the cause that she so believes in. That's her biggest thing, outside of art. That's what brings her joy, when she sees just something coming into the animals based off of what she did. That's what brings my wife a lot of joy and happiness. So we urge anybody, if it's something you can't afford, and we know in these times with everything going on in the current events right now, and I would just like to add to that as well that our prayers and our thoughts go out to the people that are losing their lives as part of this. It's sad. It's a very sad thing to see what's going on in this world today, but it is what it is. We have no control over it. All we can do is be
All we can
blessed
do is
that we're not.
pray.
That's
Yeah,
it.
all we can do
All
is
we do
pray.
is
It's in
be
God's
blessed.
hands.
Be blessed that we're here in America and we're not in Ukraine
Mhm.
hiding in basements like some of those folks and stuff like that. We have it
Oh,
very good where we're at. And I
mhm.
hope some people out there
Amen.
realize it. I hope everybody's praying for everybody involved that are losing their lives today.
Absolutely. Good point, Dominic. Absolutely. Sometimes you can forget about something because it's half a world away. And it's easy to not turn on the news and not think about that because you don't have to be in it. But my family actually came from Ukraine.
Oh, yeah.
And yep, way back in the day when it was called Ukrainia. And at the time, it was owned by Russia. That part, the Ukraine has been back and forth with Russia many times throughout history, as well as Poland. I'm both
Yes.
Ukrainian and Polish. So, in case you couldn't tell from my name, I don't have it up here, but my last name is Sibniewski, and that's
Okay.
Polish. But yeah, it's easy to not think of something that's happening so far away, but it is very, very scary to think that this could happen because, well, I don't know how old you are. I'm almost 50.
I'm
And when
47,
I
actually 48 in a couple of weeks.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
So when I grew up, there was no war. The Vietnam War ended in 73, the year I was born. And
Mhm.
for the longest time, there wasn't war. And to me, I thought, war is just like something that you read about in a history book. Why would anybody go to war anymore? That's something they did when they were barbarians. And you don't think about it like that. And then when I was in high school, Desert Storm happened. So I had my whole childhood to not have to think about people dying and people are being in the fields right now and there's soldiers
Yes.
away and people missing their like I didn't have to deal with that. I can't imagine the poor kids today that are thinking there's war. People are dying in a war. Like I feel so bad for them that they didn't have a chance to grow up. Well, I think it was best to grow up in the 70s anyway because I think everything was just better back then. But
I'm a
yeah, I do
74
feel
baby, so
bad.
I feel you.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yes, prayers
Well,
for
we
everybody.
we tend to take for granted because we live here in America and things are always generally good, right? So we tend to take life for granted and we don't stop and think about some of these other countries that are going through the turmoil they're going through. Like our kids having to see this on the media and the news and know that there's a lot of people dying out there right now is hard for them. But just think about the kids right now that are with their mothers and fathers hiding in basements, trying to avoid being killed. So I mean that's another level that we've never had experience in our lives and I could never imagine being in that situation. So, for our family, our hearts and prayers go out to everybody involved.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And now let's try to from there, we'll pivot back. It's a difficult thing to do, but let's pivot on back to what you're doing. So you are going to be making some merch. When do you think that will happen and where will it be available?
Some point in quarter two, it'll be available on our website. It's on our Twitter and everything. There's links everywhere, but it's www.dazeddogsnft.com. There'll be also on our website, if you want to do a custom NFT, there's an email spot and a place to upload a picture on our website where you can send us a picture of your dog or your cat and we'll know you need a custom NFT and we'll get with you and get all the instructions and we'll mention your NFT. There's also a donate button somewhere on the website. I don't know where, not looking at it, but if you did want to donate without buying crypto or buying an NFT, you're more welcome to do that as well. So we have so many options on there, but we are coming out with the merch in quarter two. So it'll be on our website, and you'll be able to purchase it, with a card or with our, governance token. So there'll be many ways to get it, and they'll be at the adoption shelters. There'll be like a free version of the merchandise, and there'll be a paid version of the merchandise. Of course, the paid version will be a lot more detail and stuff. NFTs of to be pictures of NFTs that have been sold or you may have purchased. You can purchase a T-shirt. If you didn't want to buy the Metaverse pet to follow you around, you could buy a T-shirt. of that NFT that you have with the, with our partners logos and stuff on there. So, we have a lot of different options. And again, with the merchandise, 50% of the proceeds will go to the shelters. We try to put a very fair, and I don't knock anybody who does anything less. For us, we feel that's what they should have. So we try to do a very fair share to the shelters of what they should have.
And I'll say the NFT that I purchased from you was the least expensive NFT that I've ever purchased. Not that I've purchased that many, but it was very inexpensive. Do you have plans on bringing it over to Carosi as well? So that's the blockchain that's off of crypto.com,
Yes.
Chronos.
We would like to, and we've talked about future plans of being on Crow, being on crypto.com and stuff like that. So we have discussed it. But we're trying to take the plans in baby steps. We can put there's a million different ways that this token can go and these NFTs can go. And there's a million different ways for it to grow. And there's also a million different ways for it to fail if we're not doing all the right things. So we are taking baby steps. We have a lot of ideas and we want to make this go everywhere, this token. We want it to be on every platform, every major exchange. We want everybody to be exposed to this token. Our goal is we like to bring in a little bit larger mass adoption into the cryptocurrency world based on, what our token does and the cause that it has and the supply that we have. So, I mean, we're trying to do some great things. We see them coming to life, but this is crypto and it's very volatile. Anything can happen. I will tell you this, we are putting protections in place to protect our coin in the stable floor. Anti-whale bots, how we're, vesting some wallets in the very beginning. And, we don't want to seem like we're not a meme coin or a pump and dump so we want to put in every protection that we can to, be able to prevent those things from happening. Now we can't, 100%, but we'd like to try to put all the preventions in that we can and create a good stable floor. So we're not going to sit here and promise you, Dazed Dogs NFT token is going to be the next 1,000-time gem. I'll never promise anything like that. What I can promise everybody is that this will be a token that we're trying to keep around for a very long time, that you can buy and have donations sent to the proper facilities that they're meant to go to.
That sounds really good, Dominic. It sounds like you're moving everything in the right direction. It really does. What else do you have lined up as far as marketing goes? So I know you were on Ponzi Slayer's channel. You're doing my AMA. Do you have any future AMAs that are coming up or any kind of marketing campaign that you're going to be doing?
I just was on the Stu Herring show on Tuesday on his Twitch, and then it was posted to YouTube. We're in the works of working out a couple more YouTube shows. And then we're going to start doing our any day now, as soon as we get this contract, the tokenomics and everything, we're going to be doing our initial offering, for the startup of everything. So that's something, excuse me, that people can start giving money towards. And I like to be frank with everybody. That's not something that gets split 50-50. That's to get the bigger picture in order and in play to start, getting those other donations from the token going into practice and play. But the NFTs will still be there. So everything off the NFT sale, 50% of that will always go to where it's got to go to. But as far as the initial, that's going to go to, getting all the advertising done, the startup, liquidity, all the great things that happen in the very beginning, with the cryptocurrency business. So that's what that's the stage we're at right now.
Yeah, it sounds like you have it all well thought out. Sounds like everything's going in the right direction. And so did you put a date on when the merch is going to be available? Because I saw you had that shirt that was like, I like two people, but all the that was a good one. Was that something you thought up?
No, that was actually a shirt that I believe my in-laws found for one of the holidays. I don't remember which one. I believe it was one that my wife's mother or father or both of them got me and my wife, something to that effect, because I'm more of an animal person than I am a people person, of course, like you were saying before. Yeah. I love people too. We love humanity, but there's just a different kind of bond with animals. There's unconditional love. They never seem to let you down. They don't make promises they can't keep, and so it's just a totally different, psychologically binding bond with those animals. But so Q2, we have the merchandise dropping. We're in the works of designing the merchandise and stuff like that. Again, we're trying to focus at one thing at a time. We don't want to bombard the world with everything, right? So we're trying to do things in baby steps and stages, and we want to set ourselves up for success for our causes. We don't want to put out too much too fast where it's overwhelming and we set ourselves up for failure. So we are taking baby steps, and now I say quarter 2. We may be ready, before this quarter ends. There may be some merchandise dropping, but I don't want to tell you that something is going to come out and then I'm nowhere close to even getting it out to you. So
Right.
That's the one major thing we want to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
I come from the car business, and I'm in construction and real estate. And one biggest saying I've learned in my life from the very beginning of my sales and marketing career is don't overpromise and underdeliver. So that's the one thing I tell all my people: don't ever overpromise and underdeliver. I want you to underdeliver and overpromise, and
Over.
overpromise and underdeliver,
Yeah.
vice versa. Because meaning that
Under promise, over deliver.
under
Yeah.
promise, over deliver. So don't promise people too much that you can't deliver on. Just promise them, if you promise them a limited amount and then you over deliver on that,
It's all the
you know,
better. That's the
and
way
so
to do it.
you look like a hero instead of the jerk. So we do have marketing techniques that we're using. Me and my partner were expert marketers, and I take this from like being in the car business and being in some other business that I've been in. I've never been around sly or shady or lost lead, like kind of filthy marketing, we call it. We don't do anything that's misleading. Uh,
Hmm.
we believe, and it was a thing my dad taught me when I got in the car business. He said, son, I think that's the best business for you. You could talk the Pope out of being Catholic. He said, but there's a he
It's got to
did
be a Jersey thing, right? He had to be another
it's a
Jersey guy. They
it's
all
a
they
Jersey
all have
thing.
those.
It's a Jersey thing. But
Hmm.
this is what he taught me, and this is what made me successful in my sales and marketing career. He said, son, you have to be honest with the people. You cannot lie. Like when I go to a car dealership and they're lying and stuff, it turns me off. I don't buy. He said, here's the thing. If you tell the truth and you give the people the honesty, they have the real facts to make a real decision on whether they want to buy from you or, and you earn their business. If you lie to them, you haven't earned your paycheck. You've stolen your paycheck, and you're no different than a person that's on the street. And he told me that when I was about 18, 19 years old when I got into this. And, that was something word for word that has stuck with me my whole life and made me successful. So we want to give honest marketing. There's no reason to have catchy marketing because this has got to do with a real life cause with real life animals that need real life help. We don't want to have any kind of sleaze or filthy marketing behind that. There's no need for that. Just give it to the people straight. Let them know who you are, what you're here for, what you're doing, and then show and prove that you're doing those things. And that's going to go a very long way with everybody. So we're very We're going to be we are right now and going to continue to be very transparent, doxed, of course. We have nothing to hide from nobody about anything. There's going to be tickers on our website about how much we've donated. You'll be able to, reach out to these animal shelters, make sure, hey, Dazed Dogs NFT is donating the set amounts that we are. You can follow wallets. You can do whatever you want. And we're okay with that. And we encourage you to do that. Most tokens like, hey, we don't want you looking over here or don't look over there. I don't want to be that way. We want to set a precedent on how this is supposed to be done, on how, there's supposed to be honesty. This is already a very volatile world. The last thing the cryptocurrency world needs is dishonesty, right? It doesn't need the type of marketing that, it needs less of it. It has it, but it needs less of it. So,
That's very true.
we want to be a pioneer of bringing less of that into crypto, because if not, there is people out there just like Ponzi who's going to come and invade my Twitter with 35 different Twitters that he has. and
Yep. Hmm.
he's going to come knock on my door, and he's going to spread my name around so bad to everybody not to buy. And there's a million Ponzi's out there doing the right thing for the community, right? And we love the Ponzi's, right? But we don't want to take them off. We don't want them chasing after us. So what do we have to do? We have to do all the right things and treat everybody the right way. We want to be able to brush shoulders and shake hands with anybody that buys from us, from a whale to your normal retail investor. We don't want to hide from nobody. We want to be able in the community with you. We want to do another phase of what we want to do, community functions with some of our holders to have adoption events with some of these shelters where we can bring our community together to different shelters around the country and around the world to, foster and adopt more animals, to bring more animals out of shelter. So we don't want to hide from a community behind cartoons or pseudonyms or nothing like that. We want to be in the community on the front lines, fighting this fight where we belong as the owners of what we're doing. We belong on the front lines. We belong being the examples and being the leads. So we want people to see us that we're on the front lines and we are fighting this cause with all our hearts.
Wow, that was really amazing. That
Thank you.
everything you said was really amazing. And when you're speaking about it, it just you have the confidence and you have the drive because your heart is in the right place. You know what you're talking about, you know what you're saying because when it comes down to it, the genesis of your motivation is to help animals. And I think that, when you're putting your passion behind something, and we can all tell, Dominic, you're very passionate about this. I think everybody listening can agree you're very passionate. And I think that it's going to be absolutely wonderful. I really like the fact that you're putting your heart into it. I like the fact that your wife is a part of it. Sounds like your kid is I saw him pick out the winner for the NFT giveaway during
Yes.
Ponzi. He's very
Yeah.
cute.
Thank you.
Sounds like he's gonna be in it too. I mean, it's just I think it's gonna be a really wonderful thing, and with his obviously, you're very intelligent, you're very motivated. I know it's going to be a huge success, and I think the more successful you are, obviously, the more animals everyone will be able to help. So I think
Exactly.
that's a good reason. Just, it's not just an NFT, it's not just an asset that you're buying for yourself. You're helping an animal. You're helping a
Exactly.
little animal out there that needs some food, needs a place to stay, needs everything that they need, medical care, and so it's not just an NFT that you put somewhere and you stake. Oh, by the way, will you have staking and stuff on your token eventually?
Yes, we will. We will have staking and farming on our token. That will be coming pretty quick. We talked about that in the contract yesterday in our contract meeting about doing the staking and farming. We are going to have two. We're probably going to have. We're in, like I said, we're everything is a maybe right now as far as what we're doing. So
Mhm.
what the way I'd like to go is do a 2% reflections. We want to give people every reason to hold. We don't want people to buy and dump this coin. This isn't the type of coin that you just buy and dump. We want everybody to make profits, but we want people to hold these coins for reasons, for the minting of their basic NFT, or for their for their 3D animal in the metaverse, for the staking, for the farming, for the reflections. We want to give reasons why you should hold our coin, why you should have it long term. And I
Be a
don't see
hobby.
us being a quick play, like a quick 10 or 20 or 100 time play. I see us being a long term growth. Now, can we ever be in an Ethereum or a Bitcoin? I would venture to say maybe, maybe not. That's not our focus. But our focus is that domino effect that you spoke about. Is
Mhm.
our focus is getting out there as big as we can to be as successful as we can, because the more success we have, the more success that these animals will have through us. So that is our biggest and most major function out of this. It's not for the money. Honestly, for us, it's for the heart that we have for the animals. We love animals, and again, we love humanity. We love the bond between people and animals, and so that's what we're looking at. We're looking to do a lot of good things. We're looking to put good percentages to our causes, and then some of our own money that we do take from the coin, of course, isn't for us. It's going to be for other causes outside of that. With buying land for sanctuaries and stuff like that. So very minimal of this is going to go to us. Now, of course, we're doing this right now. I'm doing this about 20, 23 hours a day. So, of course, we do have to
Wow.
be paid for our work just like anybody else. So we
Right.
will be taking a profit. I'm not going to lie. But our profits be very minimal compared to what we're given. I can promise you that.
Right. Everybody has bills to pay. It would be ridiculous if you hear of someone that says, "Oh, I'm just, I have this token and I'm not making anything off of it and I'm working day and night on it." It just sounds very sus. Number
Hmm.
1, I don't believe it. So
Hmm.
I appreciate the fact that people come out and say, "No, I have to live off of this as well, but I'm
If I
also giving to my charity." Like, I
if
think
I'm
as long as
putting,
people are honest, I don't
yep.
think it's an issue because everyone understands you have to pay your bills.
Well, if I'm putting 18 to 20, 22 hours, 23 hours a day into this, obviously I can't be running my businesses and doing what I'm doing. So something has to end. In that aspect of my life, there's got to be changes. So if I'm going to give up those two things to pursue this over time, then we have to have income coming in. So I don't ever want anybody to be misled that, oh, this is a non-profit token, because it's not. There is profit, but it's a token that has a great cause behind it, that has some real world utility for people. And again, we're going to be very transparent and have a money line of where the money goes. It'll be easy to trace the money, to follow the money, because we're setting it up to be as such. So we don't want to take pull any punches, hide anything. We want to be straightforward and direct with everybody. And again, when you're doing a charity like this, you have to be. It's like a preacher who has a small church, and he's a plumber during the day and a preacher at night. He shows up with a Corvette. The first thing people think is he's stealing from the church. What if he just hit the lottery? Nobody asks questions like that, right? So people tend to prejudge other people. So when you're in a position like this and doing work for charities like this, you have to keep a proper perspective of yourself and what you're doing. And you can't be raising a lot of eyebrows and questions, because somebody will always turn a good thing to a bad thing, right? And a lot of people turn a bad thing into a good thing. So we just want to just be there, be in line, know our place, do the proper things, and take this coin to where we know it can go. And that's not the moon, but we believe in business. Longevity is how you create more funds for everyone involved, right? Being around for a long time, having a great reputation, doing what you say you're going to do, acting on that, being a leader and being an example, and showing people that you're leading by example, so they can follow that example and duplicate yourself into them, right? So we just try to walk a fine line, do all the right things, and hopefully this token will grow organically on its own by the way that it's being ran, and the transparency that we have. And of course, some of the love and support that we have from like you, from Ponzi, from a lot of people. We're building a big following of support of animal lovers. There's so many of them out there. So we feel our marketing strategy is a very easy strategy, because we're not looking for a gender group. We're not looking for an age group or a race group or any of that. We're appealing to a lot of people that, even if they don't own an animal, they have love for animals, feel bad as a homeless animal, want to help animals. People that need animals for, whether it be protection or to see or to hear for them, or, just to cuddle with and ease their depression and stuff like that. There's always a need to want to support an animal. So we're reaching a multitude of the earth as far as people go with our cause. So we hope that on the scale that it is, and as many people that love animals, we're hoping that we can broaden that scale and bring the proper people in and do the right things with this project that we have going.
So with the token, will you also have NFTs attached to the token, or they're going to be two completely separate entities?
Well, you're going to be able to purchase NFTs with the token.
Okay.
So,
Will you
and
be able to stake and mine the NFTs on your platform once that happens, once you get the token launched?
that is a good question that I have not got back from the developer yet.
Okay.
Um,
I think what's interesting to talk about is that because not everybody knows this, Dominic, when you have an NFT, if you've purchased an NFT, well, I'm sure everybody knows it's forever on the blockchain. And that's one of the reasons
Forever.
why I bought an NFT of my cat, even though she's in heaven. She will forever be alive on the blockchain.
I
But
think you said
also,
immortalized on the blockchain forever,
yeah,
and
she's
I love that.
immortalized. That's what she is. Um, you will continue to get a slice of that action. Let's say if I sold her off one day, not that I would ever do that, but if I did, you would get a slice of that sale. And then if somebody sells her off again, you would continue to get a slice of that action, because that's the way NFT works. So if
Well, just not
you
myself. The 50% of that slice, which is still going
to
back
the
to the original
charity,
shelter. Yes, yes,
right, to the charity.
yes,
Perfect. Yeah,
yes.
I think that's not everyone realizes it, that's, the actuality of NFTs, that is a part of their utility. It's a lot bigger than just purchasing a picture that's logged there on the blockchain. it has a lot more utility than that. So it's very interesting. So if you buy something once, and perhaps someone could buy an NFT as a gift and give it to someone, like I think that's a really great idea because there's so many times, especially when people are older and they're established. I can't tell you how many people I know that, like family members that pass away and their houses are filled with stuff and everybody's like, take something. I'm like, I already have everything. Like, I don't need any, it's
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
those things.
yeah.
So, what do you give somebody who already has everything and the last thing they want is to bring additional clutter into their house because I'm looking to get stuff out. I don't want to bring any more crap in. I'm looking to get rid of the stuff I have. I think it's a great gift idea to give somebody an NFT of a beloved animal that they have or a beloved animal that's passed away. I mean, it's really a great gift idea too.
Absolutely, and to have it, be there forever on the blockchain. So, I mean, a picture can be lost. When you give a gift of, something tangible like that, a picture, a picture can be lost. A picture can be, unfortunately lost in a house fire, or, what I mean, your kid can rip it up, or, you know, pictures aren't per se always forever, but this is something like you said that is forever. It's always going to be there. You can always access it if you remember your seed phrase, of course. But you can
Right.
always access it. It's always going to be there forever. It can never be destroyed. Through fire, through mishaps or whatever. It's always going to be there on the blockchain for you as long as you can access it. Remember how to access it. It'll always be there for you to view. So that is great. I do want to add as well, Tammy, that for everybody watching, if you go to our Twitter page and you follow us, and if you're not following Tammy already, follow Tammy and retweet my tweet and tag 3 friends in it. At 10 o'clock tonight, I'm going to be announcing a winner of that contest for being on the show. I'm going to announce a winner of a free NFT that we have that we're going to give to one
Ooh.
lucky winner tonight.
Awesome, everybody. Get over there to Twitter, follow Days Dogs NFT. And Dominic, I'm ashamed to actually admit that I'm very new to StreamYard and I'm not exactly sure how to like share my screen. I'm afraid that I might accidentally in the stream if I try to do it, but it's actually maybe I'll just type it in here.
I was looking at that the other day because I went out and bought a new microphone and new cameras. We got a new computer, and it didn't have a lot of these things. I bought a new gaming computer. We have 4 computers set up to do different things on, and yeah, I went out and did that the other day, and I looked at that streaming board, and it looked very interesting to me. They didn't have any more, but they had the card on it, and
Mm.
so I'm interested in getting one myself.
Is it just at Days Dogs NFT?
Yes, it is. Let me double check though. You make me question myself. Yeah, it's at Dazed Dogs. It's a capital D for Dazed, and no spaces. Capital D for dogs, and then capital NFT.
Okay. Let me retype it out. Is Twitter case sensitive? I don't even know. I'll
I
just
don't know.
I'll put it out again.
I don't know if it is or not.
So yeah, it's the perfect gift to give if you have someone in your life that's got everything because we all know those people. They don't want anything additional into this is really a great gift option.
Well,
But I
you could just get them an animal too
oh
from the
yeah,
shelter.
right? How great would that be? But there's those people that don't like anything in their house. Like I personally don't understand people that don't like animals, but maybe they're allergic. I try not to judge. But then there's those people that say, I don't like animals. Like they just say it. Like it's no big deal. Oh, I don't like animals. It makes me question them as a human, but okay. Yeah, you can't give them an animal. They'd
I
probably
think
just open the
secretly,
door and let it out. If it upsets them or something, kick it out a little. No, would never give somebody
I
an
think
animal.
secretly everybody likes animals. Some people just know deep down that they're not responsible enough to own animals, or their life is too busy. Not just responsible, but their life is too busy to have an animal. So what I mean, they don't want to leave it home too much, and they don't want to say all these things. They're like, oh, I just don't want an animal, and they come off like they don't like it. And even like a lot of people are allergic. They love animals. They're allergic to them. Most people walking this planet, if you're any decent kind of a human being, you care about some type of animal, whether you love birds, or you love dogs, or you love squirrels, or you love chickens, or sugar gliders, or hedgehogs, or kinkajous, or cotamundis, or what have you. Everybody, I don't think there's anybody out there that hates every kind of animal on the planet. You know what I mean? you got people buying Madagascar and cockroaches as pets. So I mean,
Yeah.
the possibilities are endless for people that love animals. So I don't think there's anybody out there that truly hates animals. You know, somebody may have gotten
Mm.
bitten by a dog, so now I don't like dogs, but they say, oh, I don't like animals. But I'm sure there's an animal out there that they see a little, cute kangaroo or koala or panda, a baby, they fall in love with it, or a little chimpanzee. I can't believe there's anybody out there that just hates all animals.
Right.
I find that hard to believe, and I would find that, really hard to believe if it's true.
Yeah, I do too. So, Dominic, it's been really great having you on the channel, but I'd like to have you back, obviously, to keep up with the charity because I'm an animal lover too. But I'm very curious about how your journey is going to go with the new token because I've never really interviewed anyone while they're in the process of launching a token. So it might be interesting to have you back on to just talk about, everything that's involved with that, the steps that you have to take, how's it going? Is it taking a lot longer than you thought? Is it costing more money than you thought? Like just your whole journey in general would be, I think, very interesting to cover and hear about because there's a lot of people that are interested in starting their own token, but they don't know how to go about doing it. So if I'll obviously love to have you back to talk about the animals, but also that too. Because I'm interested myself in that. Not that I'm interested in starting a token, but I'm just interested in the process. I like to
Well,
learn. That's how we
you
are in
know,
Jersey. We like to learn.
people help me along the way, right? And I'm getting help and I'm getting mentorship from certain people, that have tokens and stuff like that. So we all get help. So it'd be honestly, Tammy, my pleasure to come back and share my journeys and the ups and downs that we're going to go through because every token, I don't want to sit here and ever give the impression like this token is only an up token, right? Every token is going to have its flaws. Every token is going to have its ups and downs, highs and lows, learning curves. I mean, that's just life, right?
Right.
Life isn't just a whole thing of mistakes, and then we learn, what defines us, what makes us, better creatures and better men and women is how we learn from mistakes and we correct them and we make it better next time, right? So, there's going to be mistakes along the way, and I would love to, come back on the show with you and, go over our progress and how we're doing and what we've accomplished, getting those checks checked off of our roadmap and, those are goals accomplished. And I love seeing checks on our website on that roadmap because those are just goals that are accomplished, right? So we love to accomplish goals and we'd love to share what we're doing, where we're at, the stage that we're at, and just what we've checked off or what we couldn't check off, what we had thought maybe we can accomplish that it's just taking a little more time. We love to go through the failures and the victories as well with you on another show or as many shows as you would like. It'd be a great pleasure for us.
That would be great because I definitely want to stay on top of everything that's going on with the charity as well because it's so important. And I thank you very much for all of the work that both you and your wife are doing. It is so important. I just wish there was more people in the world who are as motivated as you are to actually get in the field and get their hands dirty and do the hard work. It's more than just stroking a check. But before we sign off here, is there a way that someone could make a donation to you? Is that on your website? Let's say if somebody just wanted to, instead of buying Ethereum, if they just wanted to straight up send you a token, is that possible?
Yeah. So there's a donation button. I'm not 100% that it's for I
Crypto?
know
It's just
that is set up for crypto wallet yet. I think that's still in progress. We are trying to accomplish that. I think that's one thing we're doing is to set it up where they can pay in any kind of crypto. Regular BNB or Matic or Ethereum or what have you, Avalanche. We're trying to set that up. I don't know that I know it was being worked on yesterday. I don't know if that's been accomplished today because by the time I got done with my day, took a shower, jumped on with you. I haven't even eaten dinner yet. I don't know the progress of that, so I don't want to say. But yes, keep an eye out for it, and when it's on there, we will keep you posted about when we're ready to accept those type of donations. I know we're ready to accept card donations on there, just not crypto donations. And is there a possible way you can post a link of our OpenSea so people can
absolutely.
find us?
Absolutely.
That's that's the
As soon as
video.
we end
Yeah,
this, I'll jump
yeah.
on and I'll post a link to your Twitter, to your OpenSea, and to your website. I should have done that earlier, but like I said, I've been crazy busy myself, so
We've all been.
I will definitely do that as soon as we end here. And well, I think we're gonna end it here. It's almost about an hour, and I'm dying for a smoke. So we're going to end it here. Is there anything else that you'd like to communicate to the community? Anything else additional that you feel they should know about Days Dogs NFT?
I would just like to thank everybody for the support that we've been getting. We've been getting a lot of outpouring of love, for what we're doing. A lot of positive response. I haven't heard any bad responses yet. A lot of people love what we're doing and see the genuineness of the acts that we're performing and what we're really here for, and they can see through that. So I just like to thank the community for seeing through to what we really are and what we're really about and what we're really trying to accomplish and do here, for the betterment of humanity and animals alike. We honestly thank the community. Um, if you do want to be an early investor, you can email us on the website on the link there. You can shoot us an email and get into the early investment. Like I said, since something's going to have a lot of zeros, we're looking to start somewhere with a private sale on the initial at 2 cents, and I think we're trying to launch at 14 cents. So there's automatically for any early investors, our goal is to have them see a 7 time reward on their investment. So anybody that I would say that wants to um, donate to the startup, and get their share of tokens that'll be airdropped. It also gets them, anyone involved in, the initial here will not only, have it be counted on the private sale at the 2 cents, but they'll also get whitelisted to our whitelisted pre-sale, because we're going to do, more than likely it's going to be a private sale, seed sale, whitelisted pre-sale, public pre-sale, then public launch is the order we're going to do it. So anybody that, wants to give to the cause, believes in what we're doing and wants to help us along our way, they'll be also whitelisted. They'll get an NFT with that purchase, and they'll also get whitelisted. So that NFT will act as the receipt for the airdrop. Is how we're doing it.
That sounds super amazing. Wow. It sounds like you already have so many things in motion. Like when you were
We
first
do.
talking about it, I was like, oh, he must be thinking about starting a token. But no, it's beyond that. You're well into it. You're,
Yes.
definitely in the rough
Yes.
there. But yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have you back to hear about the journey with the charity and the journey with the token as well. Definitely, everybody, I'm going to put a link for their website and their Twitter and their OpenSea address. This way you can check out their NFTs if you're interested in giving to their charity. If you're interested in being a part of the pre-sale of that token, that sounds very interesting. Sounds like, there's a lot of profit potential there if you're getting in early enough. So I
There is.
definitely will include those links. Well, Dominic, thank you so very much for visiting the Crypto Queen channel. And again, thank you to your wife for making that so beautiful picture of Toby. I believe I included that in the thumbnail of this video. So I just love it. It
You
really
did. You
captured
did.
her essence and her spirit, and the colors were just very vibrant and energetic. I just love it. So I appreciate it very
Well,
much. Thank you.
I know my wife is in the other room watching, so she's probably like, yes.
Well, thank you very much. It
So
was
I'm sure.
absolutely beautiful. I really appreciate it. It's
Well,
just it captured her, it really did.
well,
Brought a
thank.
little tear to my eye, to be
We're,
honest. It's hard to see pictures again of animals that have passed away, and so it's weird. Sometimes you can talk about your animal that's passed away and you're okay, and then
mhm.
another time, like, it just catches you off guard. You never know when it's gonna, hit you there, and you're getting choked up like, "Why is this happening? It's been a decade." But, there's something special about animals, and animal lovers know it.
It
So
happens with people too. Like today is my grandmother passed away a few years ago, and today is her her birthday in heaven, of course. And some days I can go months and I'm fine. And I feel bad because I don't think about her because life is so busy. And then there's that one day where I could just be driving or just walking or just sitting there watch TV, and all of a sudden I'm like.
yeah. Yeah, I
And the
hear
same
you.
thing with animals. But those are the type of raw emotions that we're hoping to get out of her artwork. If you give us a picture of a beloved deceased animal that we can bring back to life on the in the metaverse for you, that's something we love. If that brings a tear to your eye, that's the emotional expression that we want of you, along with joy inside. But we know there are happy tears that when you shed that tear, it's a happy tear, and that's the kind of stuff that the emotions we're looking for through the art is we're looking for those raw, genuine emotions. So, we thank you for being a supporter and loving the art and feeling that emotion that you felt. That says a lot that we're on the right track, doing the right things, and our art is the right way, and it's touching, hearts and lives, and that's what we're here for. We're here to bring that bond between animals and humans as ever close as we can.
I think that's a good way to sell it when you just said that, because honestly, I didn't think about that, about the NFT, the pet in the metaverse being a pet that I had previously owned that passed away. I was thinking about, I don't know what I was thinking, but I wasn't thinking about that. And when you just said that, I think that's going to be huge, Dominic.
Well, that's part of our custom thing is being able to, so at the time, we'll be able to stop making them and you can just mint them in the metaverse. But we want you to share that bond again. And that's one of our biggest focus on this, not just the adopted animals, but for people that have, like yesterday, there was a lady on one of the spaces we were on last night. She was catching a lot of slack from people. It was her birthday. Nice lady. She has a brain tumor. They recently just had to put her pet down. I said, you know what? It's your birthday and everything. Email me a picture of your pet. We're going to give you a free NFT. She's like, really? Absolutely. On the house. It's because we touched a heart. We helped somebody out. Somebody gets to feel joy through that connection. So that's one of the reasons why we're bringing beloved, not just current pets, but deceased pets that you can, send us a picture or be able to mint a picture of and bring that animal back to life. Like you say, immortalized on the blockchain forever to walk with you for the rest of your life, and that animal's back and that bond is back. And that's some of the things that we're trying to do with the emotional side of this, is to bring that emotion, to bring that therapy back together, that comfort that you have, the psychological of all of this is just bring those emotions back that you shared with that animal and reform that bond. And so that's one of the goals that we're going for, and we're glad that you felt that bond through our art as well.
Definitely. Definitely. So when I am done here, I am going to share that link on Twitter in case people missed the live show. They could come back and watch it again. And that's what
Mhm.
I want to put on there. Learn how you could live again in the metaverse with your pet that's passed away. I think that's
That'd be
going to be a good
awesome.
one. Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Dominic, thank you so much for joining us here at the Crypto Queen channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that tuned in, joined in. And until next time, remember, try to only buy on those red candles and please take care of yourself.
Take care, guys. Thank you.